Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. As you can hear in the background right now, they are starting their drafting phase, but I would of course like to welcome everyone to the Epulze channel for some DPC South America Division 2. My name is Dktruman and I am joined by Wingblade, and well, if you're looking at it just from a perspective start of the season, first game of the DPC League, would you have a completely different feeling with this match?
Probably, yeah. I have met some of the Wolf team in real life at an actual Tier 1 tournament, so I would be like, oh, this is gonna be a stomp, right? I've never heard of this PP guy. How good can he really be? Well, he may be the best PP around, honestly, because Infinity is looking hot as hell.
Yeah, they've definitely been absolutely stopping everyone and everything. Haven't lost a single map so far, but we'll be heading right into that aforementioned draft right now. Quickly see the heroes that are being picked up. As you can see, there is going to be a little bit of a reload needed soon, because for some reason I am following someone's. Yeah, there's some issues every once in a while. It happens, but right now we'll just look at the draft as we can see it. We've got Tusk on one hand, Weaver Ogre on the other. The supports are being picked. And well, I mean, these are well, the Tusk slightly less so, but the other ones are definitely pure heavy meta picks.
Of pain.
Yep. Quop is also another real surprise. Probably the best mid we have right now. And maybe even the best hero we have right now.
There's some big
Yeah, the
words
Tusk
right
is
there.
interesting. It signals a very aggressive approach, which we always like to see, of course.
And a potential save in case of, you know, Banes, which they did not ban out Bane, so that could be a reason why you gotta have that snowball save in case shit hits the fan. And the Dusa ban, unsurprisingly, because even though I think after pretty much the DPC break of 2-3 weeks, I have barely seen any Dusa being picked up, but it's still, you know, something that the region definitely loves.
Mm-hmm. For sure. It's basically better Luna, right? It's Luna that actually skills into the late game.
Yeah,
Let's see,
to be
does
fair,
she actually have...
I despise
Ooh.
Luna.
She actually has a lower pick rate than Luna, so maybe she's just the worst version of Luna, but they're practically the same hero.
Yeah, but which one has a higher win rate? That's the more important part.
Oh, that's a good question. Because maybe people just like playing Luna.
Well,
Right,
the laning
let's
stage
see.
for Luna is actually pretty decent, and Dusa, it's also not bad, but feels like Luna can have more kill potential than a Dusa. You got a good, like, melee, getting that damage buff, for instance with the Tusk.
It's 52.1% for Dusa and 48.77% for
Told you Luna's
Luna.
garbage. Garbage.
Yeah, shit hero. Stop picking it. But this is like for every single pro match in this patch, so not specifically SA.
Yeah, but, you know, all of the games combined, Luna, not good.
That being said, she also got banned, so who cares? Meanwhile, Infinity banning out mid heroes, Invoker, Puck, and Kunkka.
Actually,
Three heroes
calling
that
Kunkka
skill
a
up pretty well.
mid-hero?
True. Could be a carry as well. Regardless, he's a very good hero against Quop in any position.
Yeah, it is a currently very sad situation, of course. Our way have zero chance to make it towards the major, if I'm not... Yeah, they have zero chance to make it to the major because, if I'm not mistaken, one of their opponents won yesterday, and that was... Or, won yesterday... Oh no, actually there is still a chance. Never mind, there is the tiniest chance, but Gorilla's Pride and Balrogs are not supposed to win any of their next 2 games.
Yeah, right. Who knows? Who knows?
So there is a slight possibility, but there is still, like, the possibility is very minimal. Like, they need to win this one right now against Infinity, and they haven't even dropped a single map yet. 5 2-0s.
10 seconds.
That is a pretty impressive streak.
Mm-hmm.
5
Yeah, for sure.
seconds.
Out of all of the Division 2s, I would definitely say that Infinity is up there, like, as potentially the best team.
Honestly, definitely the way they've been playing, just in general, the lineup, a team that you would pretty much have expect to be in Division 1, especially with the way they've been playing lately. Can't wait to see them next season, because, I mean, they are 5-0, and I don't really expect them to drop, though, even though there's still a chance that they don't make it, but they just need one more win, and they've
Radiant's turn.
pretty much got it in the bag.
Mm-hmm. So Snapfire picked up by Infinity. That's gonna be their second support, most likely. Another pretty aggressive support and great synergy with Tusk, because all of the little shredder shots get amplified by the tag team.
10 seconds.
Armor reduction, of course, in this patch. Just everyone loves it.
5
Gets picked up a
seconds
ton.
remain.
We've also got the Weaver on the other side to pretty much do the same thing. Good for Roche.
Mhm.
Tower push. DK is very boring, but I assume it's just a very dull DK mid against Quap. Could still be an offlane DK. So it is fairly scary if you don't know what the enemy picks. They pick a monkey, for instance, you're completely done. And Bloodseeker. Okay, heavy counter for the Weaver.
Mm-hmm. So Infinity gonna be playing very aggressively. Both the Quap and the Bloodseeker are kind of run at you
10
heroes.
seconds remain.
And then you have Snapfire and Tusk that are the same, and also open up
5
Roshan, even
seconds
though
remain.
usually Quap and Bloodseeker don't really do Roche that well. So they already have a very complete lineup on Infinity. They have aggression, they have decent scaling with the Quap, they have objective potential. Looks solid so far.
Do you think that this is a safe lane or an off-lane Bloodseeker?
I think offlane is more likely. Unless they really wanna, like, commit super heavily on the aggression and just pick another, like, in-your-face jumping hero for the offlane. But generally, I think it's better as offlane.
Well, they choose the Gyro, lanes well with the Ogre, gets very tanky, there's 5 bull, it's also an HFN Classic where he just AFK farms for, 80% of the game and then comes out with a ton more damage. Though, to be fair, the last couple of
10
games
seconds
from
remain.
Wolf Team, they have changed that quite a
5
decent amount, where HFN does leave the jungle a
Dyer's
little
turn
bit
to
sooner
ban.
to be more useful for the rest of his team, and especially considering, as you mentioned, Quap, Bloodseeker, and even Tusk Snapfire. It's a lot of run at you, Dota.
It is Radiant's ban.
Yeah, it is very momentum dependent for gyrocopters. Because if they ever get to the point where they're behind and like they struggle with their BKB timing, gyro doesn't play well from behind at all. So if they lose the lanes, I think our way or Wolf team is gonna be completely screwed. Because DK also doesn't play from behind and they're not gonna have any damage and they're just instantly gonna lose. So I hope for Wolf teams that they have their lanes in order, that they're feeling frisky laning stage wise, because otherwise this is gonna be really one-sided.
I quickly checked, and Parker, the safe laner of Infinity, his 5th most played hero is Bloodseeker. So there is a reasonable chance that we might get to see ourselves a safe lane Bloodseeker.
Dyer's
Which,
turn
I
to
mean,
ban.
that adds more to just a lot of run at you scenarios.
Yeah, it would be pretty interesting to see. I haven't seen too much of it in EU East or just in general.
10 seconds
So I'm interested
remain.
to see what he builds, if it's just gonna be the standard like Maelstrom into BKB or if it's a different build altogether. Looks like Wolf Team is still banning out carries for now.
I think I saw one a week ago. It was in the Dota 2 Champions League tournament, I think, that had a Bloodseeker with a Battle Fury. That was
10
the item that you normally get to see on the Bloodseeker. I think he did farm like insanely fast though.
5 seconds remain.
Yeah, I mean, sure. If you can get away with it, why not?
Well,
Actually, I can give you a lot of reasons why not, but if they won,
hey, if they win, then it's worth it.
Yeah, sure.
Because the problem, well, not that fixes the problem, but a lot of the time I see Bloodseekers with, you know, Maelstrom BKB, as you mentioned, and then at that point, the hero does nothing. Like, he runs in the team fight, pops his BKB, ruptures someone, and then, yeah, he just feels like an extra for the most part. Which is a little bit sad for a safe laner.
Mm-hmm. So Infinity, let's see if it's gonna be the Bloodseeker position 1 or if they pick something else. Okay, and it is gonna be the position 1 Bloodseeker, and they pick a Death Prophet offlane, a hero that I've been playing quite a bit of recently, and she is so strong. Just the fact that you have a really high range, high damage ranged hero that also gets really tanky and has like ways to sustain in lane is pretty insane.
5 seconds.
Especially against immobile heroes like Gyro and eventually Dragon Knight. Just skills super well.
And it also adds in tower push, Roshan capabilities, more all round a very superb hero in that regard.
Mm-hmm. That's not even counting the potential for a 6-second silence on the Weaver. But now that it has a projectile, it's not as good as it used to be.
You'll just rupture the Weaver, ignore him for the most part in that fight.
Not sure if they're gonna rupture the Weaver. I feel like you still want to rupture a core.
Yeah, but rupturing DK does nothing. And Gyrocopter, well, Gyrocopter you can rupture, but it kind of depends on where you're standing. And rupturing Underlord's also useless. There are very little rupture targets here.
My goodness, Underlord is another hero I've been spamming.
He actually knows
Have
the
they been
meta.
watching my games?
Oh,
Probably not.
I doubt it. So, Underlord, offlane, okay, that's gonna be, I mean, yeah, you don't really see it that often. Roots are always nice, especially against very mobile heroes like Quap, Bloodseeker, DP.
Mm-hmm. And if you get a roll of Atos, you can keep heroes in place for so long. Because first your Pit of Malice procs for 1.8 seconds at max level. Then you have the Rod of Atos, which lasts for another 2 seconds. And then you have another 1.8 seconds. So that's 5.6 seconds of root on someone, which is a pretty long time, to be honest.
Yep, and then a random cookie comes in, knocks him out of your route, and then you're like, oh, well, rip. My entire combo does not work anymore. Or Tusk comes rolling through, just scoops up his ally, takes him out.
Yeah, I still vastly prefer Infinity's draft, but I just like seeing Underlord. I think he's underutilized, because his laning is also really good. Like, it's gonna be 2 minutes into the game and he has 90 right-click damage. It's really hard, especially as a melee hero, to play against that.
It is going to be pretty... I mean, our way, aka Wolf Team, it really needs to change that. Wolf Team...
Yeah, it's confusing.
Very tanky lineup, though. That is definitely the difference between the two sides. One has more, like, mobility survival spells, and, well... Wolf Team just went for buff, Weaver, and then add in a Weaver in case, you know, someone ever gets low.
Mm-hmm.
I'm quickly going...
Yeah, same. It's really strange.
I have to reconnect. Because I don't know why stuff from Valve does stuff like that.
Welcome back to the
There
wall.
we are.
Is
Cool
it
bug.
everything you remember?
Wait, is it still
What's
bugged?
happening? For me, it is.
Oh yeah, it's okay. I guess I'll restart Dota.
Yeah, this is weird.
Yeah, this is a bug that we've had multiple times now. It is very annoying, and I have no idea why it happens.
Otherwise, we're gonna have to cast from Infinity's perspective, and then my skills as an analyst are truly gonna be tested. Because then I can't just go for exposition, you know?
You
I
gotta
have
do
to actually
predictions.
make predictions, and people are gonna be able to judge my actual game sense. So let's hope the bug gets fixed.
To be fair, it would be a nice way for you to move over towards a coaching role.
Right.
could have the correct predictions. For me, everything works smoothly again.
Welcome back
Yep,
to the
same.
war. Is it everything you remember?
It's not gonna be Coach Blade today. It's just gonna be shitty Pun Blade. As we're used to.
Let the battle begin!
Tavo
Play your cards
is
right.
gonna
This
start
thing
off
will land
trying
you
to
on
get that Ring of
easy
Hell.
street.
It is a little bit unfortunate that you don't get to see, like, you know, Underlords with armlets.
Uh-huh. Right. Very unfortunate. What a shame.
Hey, armlet's just so good, man.
True. I mean, I would love to see it, an Underlord hits like a truck. The problem is that you usually can't really hit. Because it's very easy to control you. You can sometimes hit, but that's just because it's not your main objective. If you just run around casting spells, you'll get a hit in every now and then. If they know your purpose is to hit, they can stop you from hitting. So sad.
Yeah, I remember when, you know, Abyssal Blade still had that leap. You did see some Underlords pick it up. And that was kind of fun. So you just saw an Underlord blinking on top of you and then stunning you, taking a ton of damage in 2 hits.
Yeah, I love seeing Abyssal Underlord.
Top lane, Mariano getting forced back, and Pamplona. I mean, the problem here is just, you know, it's an ogre. It's very annoying, whatever you do. Plus side is Mariano can, of course, heal off of him. But ogre is just pure annoyance to lane against.
Yep. I'm surprised the Death Prophet hasn't used Spirit Siphon yet. Because you can't have it recharge if you don't use it, and it's pretty cheap. Ooh, level 2 timing now. They're not gonna get a kill though. It's always a bit scary when the lane is pushing and the enemy team gets level 2 before you.
Dropping low, Parker with that first movement speed increase gets first blood onto Tavo, and the very tanky Bloods Underlord is already taken down. Oh, stun onto King RD. Weaver's in trouble, is gonna get silenced, and that's gonna be another one for Parker. Can he get it? Run faster.
Good hit.
Oh,
Not in time.
that is well, a great start there for the Infinity bottom lane.
I was gonna mention how this game was gonna be super momentum dependent, because we spoke about Dragon Knight and Gyrocopter being momentum dependent, but the same is true for Underlord. If you don't get to the point where you're like really tanky and the enemy has to ignore you, they can just run at you and kill you, because it's not like you have a great escape mechanism. You have your ulti, but it takes 6 seconds. There are very few heroes that can survive for 6 seconds against a team as aggressive as Infinity.
Yeah, it's not gonna be an easy game. That is pretty much what you could expect from the get-go for either of these two teams, because I assume, you know, Wolf team have looked pretty decent as of late. Though DK is such a dull mid. DK quad mid's always so incredibly dull. They don't die, either of them, unless some big rotations come out, because, I mean, DK just runs around with stupid HP regen, and quad, well, runs around. That's something DK does not like.
I do think overall this lane up is a little bit DK favored though, because you don't care at all about the Quop harassment, and you make sure that Quop is not able to rotate, because if she does, she just loses the tower.
Top lane though, HFN, it's a lot of damage. Pamplona now in return, but yeah, they're trying to bully each other out. Actually, Death Prophet went for a first item Earn Rush.
Interesting. I haven't seen this.
Not necessarily
If
an
they
item
can
I
get
expected.
kills, I can see it working. Would expect the Tusk to go for a
Yeah.
Ooh, HFN.
Gonna go for HFN, can be taken
very
down. Dropping low, no! One more hit, Pamplona. Rushing in,
He doesn't have mana.
needs a little bit more. He's chasing deep.
Oh,
Oh no!
Oh!
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 God! Oh
2 HP. 1 HP! Don't tell me he gets out.
no! Oh my God! No!
No,
Oh,
no.
no! Oh!
Oh my god, what a roller coaster.
The emotions. I can't believe that actually happened. The fact that he was away from the creeps, then moves 2 steps to the right to TP right in the vision of the creeps is just...
Yep. Ooh, Tavo.
Unfortunate. Yep, that is it. Dropping Underlord, though Parker takes a little bit too much damage in the meantime in the Firestorm. So can't chase for more, but yeah, it's a Bloodseeker, so all he needs to do is seek some blood, get some HP.
Yep. Ooh. The no scope. Oh my god, such a swaggy play.
I've seen roadkill with more guts.
I'm
than
happy
you.
that Snapfire
Well, no
non-shredder
good.
build is back, because I really hated the little shredder build.
Poor Snapfire just wants to shoot some people.
Very American.
I guess she shoots people anyway. It's just with a big gun or a small gun.
Yeah, shotgun versus a... I don't even know what the other gun is supposed to be. A revolver? 6 shots?
It's a mounted turret, according to the description.
Ah. That's weird. Mounted turret with only 6 shots.
Yep.
Davo taking damage. There's even a rotation coming in from PP. Sonic Wave. Boom! Thank you very much. Takes down Davo. And Davo, his TP scroll isn't even back. So his lane is completely done and dusted.
Ooh, Pamplona though. It's gonna go down.
Dire's putting the hurt on Radiant's
DK with DD and his Dragon form. Dealing a ton of damage now. So yes, Tavo goes down once again. But at what cost?
Yeah, PP is back though. He doesn't care about the DD. Does care about, you know, random stuns. Luckily enough, that is kind of the downside of the Wolf team. Like, the best thing that they have against Quap is pretty much Underlord.
Dire's bottom tower's getting pushed around.
And DK, once he gets a blink, is pretty good as well. It's gonna be a big timing for Wolf team.
Dokar Sanj should be enough to survive most situations. Getting a stun lock really depends on, like, Underlord, the Ogre getting a
Dire
multicast,
Trying to find those sneaky bums.
which RNG not always lucky. Oh, PP stealing the stacks away from the gyrocopter. That is nasty.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
Well, HFN.
I mean, you can pretty much expect that to happen, though. That they're gonna constantly try and get some stacks in for HFN. In the meantime, Tavo is also forced to jungle, because he will just die if he walks anywhere close towards that Bloodseeker who's done with the Javelin. Walks up the high ground, spots out Tavo. Hello! Goodbye. Rupture comes through, and the Underlord will be dead again. While in the meantime, Dustin does die top as well.
Radiant's middle tower is
Yeah,
under
they tried to dive Mariano, who had a Fairy Fire, 10 charge wand, raindrops, and 3 Spirit Siphon charges. So, bit of a questionable decision there.
Dire's bottom tower.
So in mid, going in on to 40R, it is a DK, it doesn't die. Mortimer's Kiss is used. They do have a Sonic Wave if they line up though, so they do have to be careful. And there we go, Duster blown up.
Phew.
That width is still very close between the two sides though, even though there's 5 kills more on Infinity's end.
Radiant's
And
top
I mean,
tower is
Parker is just hammering down that bottom lane.
Yep. Poor Tavo. Every time he runs close to the lane, he just gets slapped. That being said, he does have 3 points in his Firestorm now, so he's gonna be more than able to just farm the jungle to his heart's content.
Yeah, 40R as well, almost taking down the mid tier 1 tower, which is pretty big. They want to try and make some plays in the enemy jungle. Not that the greatest lineup to make plays. King RD TP's out after getting ruptured. Will be able to escape. But Infinity looking to jump Tavo again.
Radiant's
We've got the cookie stun available.
Tavo, run! No, not again.
Okay, that was a very bad communication on Infinity's side. And they're going very deep. Massive TP's coming in. Tavo is going to get taken down. 40 hours here though. The TP needs to blink TP out, but he doesn't have a TP on the
Yeah,
quad.
that tends to make blink TPs more difficult. Ooh, there is a TP on the courier. It's on recover. Is anyone gonna see it? Yeah, well, now it's daytime, so yes. Oh. Oh. But
The
she's
Curry
fine.
even gets out.
Doesn't even TP to base. Big PP play.
Did already lose the tier 1 tower towards mid though. And the net worth is now in favor of Wolf Team with 40R. The DK being top net worth. He's just been AFK farming that mid lane for the most part. And yeah, he's almost done with the Blink Dagger. Ahead of PP, who's been jumping all over the map, getting kills and securing lanes.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So another smoke from Infinity.
Dire's
Can
top
they
tower
find
is under
HFN
attack.
this time?
Radiant's bottom tower must have been dizzy.
Ooh, HFN smells something is up.
Radiant's
Poor
structures are
Tavo though. His sense of smell is broken.
Going in on a HFN though. PP is here as well. Blows the Sonic Wave. Onto Duster it goes. PP, can he blink away in time? Yes, he can. Duster's still alive. PP though, the bugs are very annoying. He's being chased by the Weaver. Has another blink. PP tries to go for the fight against King RD. Could have blinked out of that fight. In comes Mariano, charging for 40R. Not an easy target to kill, though Parker with Millstone is charging for it. I mean, probably don't go for the DK from all these heroes.
Right. There is a Walrus punch up. Pamplona can just yeet Duster into the universe.
So Pamplona yeets himself into trouble. HFN, he just TP'd in. What's he doing? Why is he here? What are you doing, HFN?
Parker's gonna go down though. Definitely worth it. Really good fight from Wolf Team. They're gonna find 4.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
I mean, in the end, the ends justify the means, I guess. The only downside is you just lost HFN back-to-back 2 times in a row. Making it very tough for him to, because, I mean, DK is nice, but DK is not going to be your late game carry.
Yeah, probably not with this build. He's going Blink into BKB, which is very much a support-oriented build. I feel like if you go for a farming item in a game like this, you could be a force to be reckoned with in the late game. If you have like Daedalus, AC, Satanic.
Yeah, but you don't get to see DKs go for that
Yep.
build anymore, which is sad, of course, especially considering it's a mid laner. But then again, Tavo's not going to do that much tanking.
Dire's middle tower looks to be disintegrating.
Yeah, he's been struggling.
Dire's doing that.
Underlord is one of the offlaners that farms the fastest. Not like this.
Well, Duster, Ogre on the run. Will quickly get caught by PP. A Sonic Wave is available. Again, HFN, well, he's in that mid area. Nexus isn't being used. King RD skewering through. Doesn't actually have mana for a time lapse, and he's just going to get blown up. They get the kill. With HFN being the next target, he loses life again. Tavo's on the run, is going to get silenced up 40R. I mean, the DK, it's nice that you got a blink and all, but you can't keep your teammates alive. They take the tier 1 tower mid, and they lose HFN again.
And this coordination from Infinity is a sight to behold. Every single time you see Wolf Team overstep, even just slightly, all of Infinity just engages at the same time. There is no hesitation in their moves. Even when they do go down, like 5 minutes ago or so, when they lost 4 heroes, they went down as a team. It's very rare to see like individual pickoffs on Infinity heroes.
It is that is kind of one of the great things, because I see a lot of teams go for like fast-paced lineups, team fight lineups, to try and overwhelm their opponents, but then they kind of forget about the entire purpose of playing together and actually controlling the map. And Infinity are one of the only teams that actually see abusing the fact that they're really coordinated and they play together pretty much most of the time.
Yeah, look at these guys abusing teamwork. How dare they?
Yeah, disgusting. Aren't they just, you know, sending your mid laner, off laner, and safe laner to AFK farm while the two supports do all the work? Like a
Just
normal
mute
team.
yourself in Discord and buy a Midas. Like you're supposed to.
I'm baffled that this DK doesn't have a Midas. What is this?
I mean, I wouldn't even mind it if you go Blink into Midas on DK. I think it's a fine build. Just get the Blink first so you can actually do something. Because I know that for DK players, like the first 7 minutes of the game are the most fun, where you have like Dragon's Blood max and you just sit in the mid lane and you know that no one can contest you. I know it's some form of power trip for DK players. I know the feeling and it feels good, but eventually you're gonna have to leave the mid game and actually do something.
And then you're normally like, I'm so tanky, no one can touch me, and then 3 heroes are hitting you. Why is my health dropping? Why is my health dropping? And then you're dead.
Magic damage? What?
Who would have known? Or a big fat sonic wave in your face.
DK is a lovely hero.
Sometimes.
Pavel, as his Hood finished, he's not gonna be going for the Rod of Athos, which in some ways makes sense, because Infinity is gonna be nearing a BKB timing.
Right now, the 073 Tavo kinda just need... Yeah, the Eul's is a great choice, I would say, to just not die. Like, that's it. Not die. You get silenced by everything, you get charged that, Eul's yourself, stay hidden.
I mean, you can just buy a Blade Mill, he's gonna feed anyway, might as well deal some damage, right?
You know, if he stays alive long enough with that Eul's, his aura does, like, everything that he can do.
Oh, 15% damage reduction. Oh, so good.
His teammates will thank him.
And it's not even like true damage reduction, I think it's base damage.
How does that even work?
Yeah.
Oh, Tavo.
No, minus 19 for PP, no! He almost survived.
Tavo.
Poor Tavo.
Oh.
Radiant's middle
Well,
tower is under
I
attack.
guess, you know, the Underlord might not be the magical pick that you were talking
Not
about.
like this. Tavo, you're ruining it for everyone else. I want to see more Underlords, but now we're never gonna see it again.
Or he's making sure that no one else picks it in your pubs, except for you.
True. Maybe it's not gonna get banned now.
It wasn't going to get banned anyway.
Infinity?
It's one of the heroes that very rarely gets banned. I mean, unless you're up against, like...
Pick up the Aegis.
Aegis, okay, yep.
There we go.
Always a scary sight to behold, because you do get to see that very rarely, but it happens sometimes that no one picks up the first Aegis. Oh, DK coming in onto Parker. He's got the Aegis, guys.
Aegis gone.
Like, okay.
Even gets the dragon. Easy.
Dire's middle tower looks to be
Does, of
disintegrating.
course, give away that they had a high ground ward somewhere.
Seems like a reasonable price to pay, in my opinion.
Net worth is still very close, though. I mean, HFN, even though he had an absolute dreadful 3 minutes, is still not that far behind on the net worth chart.
HFN, doing HFN things. Ooh, finds a Brigand's Blade as well. He's not even gonna use it, just wants the mana regen from the Essence Ring. Interesting.
He just swaps it in when there is a fight coming through.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Or he just doesn't want his teammates to have it.
Ooh, DK. Doesn't have his BKB yet.
Oh,
Ooh.
that stun
The
was,
cookie was
very
close.
But yeah, that is actually a pretty big kill.
Yeah, for sure. And he was so close to his BKB as well. Feels bad.
Yeah, it feels bad. That's kind of what we are on a repeat this game. Even though, like, it feels like Wolf Team are miles behind, but they're only 3k behind in a 19-minute game. This can easily turn around with one decent team fight. Even Tavo's not that
so
far
bad.
behind against Mariano. King RD is actually very farmed.
I just feel that even with equal net worth, Infinity is still gonna be a bit stronger. Just looking at the hero matchups, like you have a Death Prophet, for instance, he's gonna contribute way more to team fights than Underlord. And I think it's the same for the supports as well. Like Weaver doesn't do anything before his Aghanims, and Ogre is just a creep.
Hey, it's a bloodlust buffer, okay?
True.
He's a good creep.
And he can use his Vil, and then he gets like a triple multicast, but it's a level 1 or a level 2 Fire Blast, so it deals like 300 damage. And you're like, right.
Ogre is such a weird hero, because some games you're up against an Ogre and you get an Ignite on you and you lose like 2/3 of your HP, and other games it literally does nothing.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
The Duster, is he gonna break this smoke? Yes, he is.
Well, he sacrifices himself for the greater good. The creep is down and HFN is alive, though top lane. 40R getting ruptured. Pops the BKB. They still have BKB piercing spells. I mean, they have a lot of BKB piercing spells here on Infinity side. Who comes out? Tavo going for Parker, but Parker has a BKB himself. He's going to go for the right click. Fast Sonic Wave is a complete bust from PP. And there's that use coming through, though Tavo leaves his life and chasing for more. Be able to get any more catches. Mortimer's Kiss is coming out. 40R, he's in trouble. He's being completely caught out. And even King RD getting silenced up by Mariano again. He's Scritchy all the way back. Time lapses, and he does manage to disengage. But this was actually a really heads-up move from Infinity. Like, this was some brain time. Because HFN TP towards the bottom tier 1 tower, and they knew that. So he could not join the fight. No gyrocopter. That's the top net worth hero gone. No BKB on DK. They could re-engage all they wanted.
So, Mr. Truman, I have one wish for this game. When I look at this lineup for Infinity, I notice a certain synergy in the draft between two specific heroes, and one of them having to get Aghanims. Can you guess what it is?
I assume it's, let's see, Snapfire, Ags, yeeting the Tuscan. With also
not
an
quite.
Axe.
It's the Tusk buying the Aghanim, so you have Walrus Kick together with the Rupture.
Rupture. I was thinking Ags on Snapfire, Ags on Tusk, and then yeeting the Tusk forwards, and then kick him back. Another magical tool. But yeah, the other one also makes sense. Walrus Kick
I
is
played
also
against this like last game, and it's so hard to play against. Because you get Ruptured, and you kind of have to BKB, because otherwise you immediately get kicked. But Rupture lasts for like 12 seconds. So yeah, it's a
double BKB piercing as well.
it's a faraway dream, I guess, because it is a Tusk support after all.
I mean, it is one of those nice combos. Tusk, as well, if you're like high ground sieging or high ground defending, Tusk with an Ags blink, you just blink in, kick someone back, and then you snowball right on top of them. Though you don't ever really see the Ags being picked up on Tusks, because it is like a 4th, 5th item pickup, if you'd ever go for it. Maybe get it for free from Roche. So HFN is just behind Parker in net worth. And he's done with the BKB, going for the Satanic next, smoke on smoke action, Pamplona on the run. HFN, I mean, his team left him. Or, well, he left his team. Either way, they smoked up, but they stayed nowhere near him. Pamplona's dropping pretty low. Fight continues. Silence onto King RD. 40R, he's going to go for the TP away. We'll be able to TP to safety. Duster, not going to be so lucky. And Tavo, he's just going to TP as well with the Uber service. But yeah, I mean, I get what Wolf Team wanted to do there. They wanted to use, like, HFN as a bait.
40R still wants to go. It's a bit too risky.
I mean, they don't really have damage like, at all. It's a BKB Bling DK. They're just gonna get stunned, locked down, taken down. Yeah. This is just baffling. Why would you try to re-engage? Of course, HFN now joins the fight, so now you have to be very careful because he's the one bringing the damage. Or they might turn this one around again if you're not careful, because Parker still is looking for a fight himself.
I think Wolf Team is kind of just outplaying themselves a little bit here. Like, they got out from an unfavorable fight and then they think they can somehow turn it around, but ultimately Infinity is ahead and Wolf Team is just not properly respecting that. They can maybe take fights, but they need HFN close and they need a numerical advantage. Because I think that even fights right now are not really doable for Wolf Team.
It's with the 3 heroes that they had alive, they had an Underlord, a DK, and a Weaver, and then trying to take a fight. That is, I mean, even if you add the Ogre, without HFN, they just don't have any damage. And well, they just let him die in mid by completely forgetting about the fact that they have a safe laner. But then again, it is the question: is it HFN's fault or is it the rest of the team's fault in that case?
Yeah, that is the question.
And again, the blame game doesn't really work in a team game because you lose together, or you win together, or you slay together, or you slay together, or you slay together.
What a great voice line.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
King ID is closing in on his Aghanims, and they are gonna scout out the Quap. Of course, Quap with a Lincoln Sphere and an Essence Ring now. I don't think they can really kill her.
I mean, Quap is too dead.
She's not even going for a BKB. Just completely disrespecting Wolf.
To be fair, the only thing that could really kill the Quap is like stun locks, and they don't have them.
Sneaky Roach. Can
With
they do
that
this in
Lincoln
time? Doesn't look like it.
A free shard wouldn't be the worst to be secured here.
BP with a casual 3.1k HP. Seems decent.
Okay, jumping in aggressively. Tavakon walking through. Both sides trying to eye each other out. PP, his Linkers didn't get by. Oh, the Mortimer's Kiss is damage coming through. Rupture gets used as well. Sonic Wave blows up the 2 supports going in for HFN. They can't do anything. They're completely destroyed. 40R won't even be able to TP away. Luckily, Tavo's got the Uber, but that's only a 1-star Uber service.
Yep. He is Dark Rifting straight out of the tournament.
Yeah, it's not... I mean, Infinity just... As you said, even if they would be saying that with their heroes can actually do stuff. Whereas DK in a fight does nothing. Ogre's just a creep. Weaver is nothing without the Ags. Davo, I mean, he's 0-10. He's just like... What did you expect? And HFN is not tanky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was fighting like he had the Satanic already, but he's still 1200 gold away. And he can't be the frontline tank until then. And even once he gets it, I feel like at this point he's so far behind that a Satanic is not gonna save him from getting bursted down. He needs Satanic plus Rapier, and then he has a chance.
Yeah, Mariano has a Spirit Vessel and a Shiva's Guard. 2 heavy counters to regen. Against a lineup that is pretty... I mean, the Weaver's gonna have to do everything. And to be fair, King RD has been the one that has done most of the work this game.
Now Infinity gonna be knocking on the door of the high ground. There is no exorcism, but even without Exo, they have a decent amount of building damage, just with Bloodseeker right-clicking. That being said, if Tavo is in position, I don't think Infinity can really do much here or force anything. Because Firestorm is one of the best D-pushing spells in the game.
HFN, they're looking for him. Oh, they spotted that he went through the trees, but he's gone in the meantime. That's a great move coming out from Wolf Team. Parker, however, pops the BKB, heals up back to full, doesn't really care that much. The tempo was nice. Oh, snowball. This time it's a 3-star Uber. So, it's at least a lot better But yeah, Parker still has that Aegis. He also has a Lincoln Sphere just like PP. So all those single target spells are
Dire's middle
fairly
tower's
sad.
falling.
DK's stun, you've got the Ogre Magi, Fire Blast that gets
Dire's
absorbed.
bottom tower is under attack.
King ID just needs like 750 gold for his Aghanims at this point. That could be big, because it's one of the ways that you can stop HFN from getting bursted down in fights and actually getting off his Satanic.
What is HFN doing? He's trying to take the outpost. Okay. Now he popped his BKBs going in onto Mariano, but he's just going to try and get those scooter legs back to safety. Aisha is blocked. They're chasing in. Sonic Wave. HFN, does he get away? Slowed down. No, he does die in the end with Tavo trying to help out his ally. But the Yules is just going to delay the inevitable. He's another one gone. Duster being charged up by Parker. And there is the G to the G being called by HFN.
Double kill.
Phew. Really crisp execution from Infinity. Even when they weren't leading by that much at the start of the game, they felt firmly in control.
36-14, and that was just from pure team fight, just constantly together. PP 13-1 and 13. Oh, that's a mid laner score right there.
Yeah, I am once again really impressed by Infinity. And Wolf team, they just feel a little bit disconnected. Just by the way that they're moving on the map, it feels like they're not really on the same page. Like, you have 4 heroes trying to defend a top tier 2 tower, and then HFN is like, you know, this seems like a great time to farm. And Infinity is like, wait, did he actually just TP bottom? Alright, then we'll go for a fight. And it was like that the entire game. HFN was off summer farming, and like, he has the most creeps killed in the game, but his team is suffering as a result. And as you said, Dota is a team game. So yeah, Infinity just won by merit of pure teamwork. Although they did play better individually as well. Just looking at like the lane between Parker and Tavo, for instance. Tavo got completely destroyed, and that's not a super Bloodseeker favored matchup. But we'll see next game if they can recover.
It's definitely the case that you can really see that Infinity deserve to be in that Division 1 by just their performance. They are such a good team and work incredibly well together. But of course, this is only the first one in a best of 3. Is Wolf Team going to be able to come back and give themselves the tiniest glimmer of hope that they might still make it towards Division 1 next season? That is the question. We'll be right back after a short break. welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Game 2 between Wolf Team and Infinity. My name is Dktruman, and joining me on the cast is Wingblade. Well, Wingblade, quick recap on that first game. What went wrong for Wolf Team?
They played bad.
Well, that is a very good analysis right there. That's why, you know, you're the analyst.
If you want to play good Dota, you have to play good. Pick good heroes and make good plays. Hell yes, that's how you do it.
That is expert opinion right there.
In all seriousness though, I don't think their draft was a huge issue, although Infinity's draft was definitely better, I would say. They just need to get the communication in order. They need to make sure that they have a specific game plan with timings that they can adhere to, and then they need to execute. You just need clean play. You shouldn't go for solo plays or multiple plays at the same time. You just need to play basic Dota. Because I feel like for Wolf Team it kind of falls apart at the foundations. Because individually they're pretty darn good players. They just need to make sure that they don't outplay themselves.
Do you think it's something that, for instance, a coach could adjust for the team itself? Because I do know that Infinity are a team that are running with a coach.
Coach would definitely help. That is only outside of the game though. And if you have a coach, it's gonna take a few months or weeks to really get that into like your collective minds. The tips of the coach. Well, if you have a good captain that just screams at you, don't bloody fight right now until we have BKB on X and Y hero, I feel like that's more important for the way that they're playing right now. Of course, I don't really know the team dynamics inside of the game, so I can only speculate, but they just need like a clear single voice that they can all listen to.
Yep, it's well, they need to find some way to fix it, especially with Season 2 coming up after this one, because they need a way to recuperate from whatever this season was. But right now, these first couple of picks, interesting choices. Of course, Tusk being picked up again for Infinity, definitely not a problem in that regard. Very quick bans as well came through previously. But they did go for the 40R Voker, which at least is a lot better than a very static DK.
Right, let's see. The Grimstroke is gonna do pretty well in lane against Prophet. It's not as good against Tusk, because he is very squishy and it can be hard to get off the Ghost and the Inkswell against the Tusk. But I could see it working out if they get some tanky in-your-face heroes as well.
Do you think that this is a mid or an offlane NP? Because both PP and Mariano play a lot of NP. Or do you think it's just a flex pick?
Yeah, could be a flex pick. I'm leaning towards offlane because it's pretty good together with Tusk. Because you have high range damage and Treants that can enjoy the tag team bonus damage. It's a very strong lane. But it's also decent against Invoker, so I guess it could be a flex pick.
It's also very aggressive again. A lot of tower pushing and early game, which is something that Infinity definitely love to handle. I mean, if you check out the heroes that they tend to play, it does come down to early game most of the time. Snapfire chosen by our way though, which Wolf Team, which is actually always just a really good tool against both the Tusk and the NP to get people out of the Sprout and Ice Shard's block.
10 seconds.
I wonder if Infinity is once again just gonna play the same style of Dota,
5 seconds remain.
where they just overrun our way with like a great mid. Jeez, I keep saying it as well now. Damn it, Wolf Team.
They have
It's
a
weird
picture of a
because-
wolf, and it's they are Wolf Team, but they are also like our way somehow still.
Yeah, because their tag is OW as well, which is not how you abbreviate Wolf Team.
It's something that hopefully will change soon enough. But of
I
course,
completely lost my train of thought as well. Done you, Wolf Team.
fast
Done
play,
you.
Infinity, possibly. Something along those lines.
Yeah, we'll see if they double down or if they maybe want to play it a little bit slower. I see no reason to really change it up though, because last game was done smooth.
Yeah, they really abused the fact that the communication in Wolf Team side kind of completely fell flat, especially in the moments when they wanted to engage. That I mean, the DK fight against when HFN was dead was like a big shout that something was wrong in the communication, and of course the fact that HFN got caught in mid while the rest of his team was smoked fairly close, but still too far away to even be able to react. And I think they were distracted by a tusk randomly in the river.
And the style that HFN is playing, which is very traditional with a lot of farming, is definitely still viable in this patch. There is certain teams that I've casted in recent times, like Team Hydra, that play this style where you have a true 4 protect 1, but you can only play that if you're a team of 4. Make sure to actively avoid fights or only take fights with even or advantageous numbers, and that you don't get picked off. And last game HFN just got caught too many times.
10 seconds remain.
But
So
of
if they
course-
want, they can still pick up like a huge carry right now for Wolf Team and make it work, but they need to figure out their execution.
Okay, interesting choices here though. They go for the LC. That's most definitely going to be the mid NP then for PP. And silencer is always just nice. Just nice to have global silence being a big nuisance all over the map wherever you are. And with the H Prophet, more global presence.
Yeah, exactly. And you have the global silence
10 seconds.
together with the duel as well, which up until some point in the mid to late game is a very strong way of starting a fight. Because even if our way would have picked up any kind of saving hero, it doesn't really matter if you get dueled and then immediately there is the follow-up with the global silence. And then of course, like you mentioned, the global presence is really nice as well together with duel. So now they just need a carry that can hit buildings and bring it home in the mid game.
I do hope that it's going to be an
10
Exort Foker though.
seconds.
Always love to see Exort Focus, especially against
5 seconds.
LCs, and with the fact that you got a Snapfire Centaur and even a Grimstroke to set up stun combos. They rarely go for Exort, but I can hope every single time. I just hope.
Maybe one day.
Oh, there are some mid laners that like still every single time pick it. Stormstormer, for instance, is one that no matter what meta and no matter what line and matchup he's up against, he's adamant on picking that Exort Foker.
Yeah, I mean,
Dire's turn.
ultimately every single invoker is an Exort invoker. The one thing that changes is just the way they approach the early and early mid game. Like instead of Sunstrikes, you're gonna have EMPs for a while, but after like 20 minutes, it's still gonna be an Exort invoker.
10 seconds remain.
Against NP, would you...
Radiant.
I honestly don't know that matchup, which one would be preferred. Kunkka, we're gonna get ourselves a safe lane Kunkka? Or mid Kunkka and a safe lane NP? Now I'm getting really confused.
I think it's a safe lane Kunkka, and then mid Prophet, off lane Legion. It's not too strange.
10 seconds.
I mean, it's still flat. Let's go safe lane LC. Why not? Hey,
5 seconds.
we'll see what we
Battle
can get.
Fury
to.
safe lane LC, let's go.
I like the flexibilityness of Infinity. 4 position LC, 5 position Tusk, Silencer mid.
Sure.
Even more.
We've even seen mid Tusk recently, just punch people.
Well, Wolf Team, you know with this lineup from Infinity, they are going to get aggressive. They are going to hunt you across the entire map. What is going to be your answer on HFN to try and stay alive?
Phantom must
That is not a hero that necessarily stays alive. But it is a hero that if you can manage to get to the late game could be insanely OP.
Yeah,
Ish.
I could see it working. They just need to make sure to not feed to this mid-game aggression that Infinity is gonna bring. Because if this goes later, PA is fantastic, especially together with Centaur and Invoker. You just have such a flexible core trio.
The laning stage though, against, well, okay, it's an LC off lane, safe lane Kunkka, that's what I love to see. And the Nature's Prophet for Pippi. Okay, it's a little bit more interesting.
10
I think the
seconds
drafts are...
remain.
Honestly, I like the draft of our Wolf team
5
a
seconds.
little bit more than the draft of Infinity, but Kunkka safe lane tends to surprise me every single time, especially if he gets that quick Heaven's Halberd, or Silver Edge in this case, against the PA.
Yeah, it's always like, how hard can a Kunkka really carry? And then you watch him and he's like 6 slotted at 30 minutes and you're like, alright, pretty hard, I guess.
Yeah, no matter what happens, you know, at one point you get Ghost Ship Fleet, and you've got that sustain, plus the early game, the armlet toggling, superb. Wondering if Mariano is going to go for the armlet this game, because this is, if this is a Quaswex focus, of course going to be a Spirit Vessel Foker. That's kind of the question against NP, because you got those little treants that he summons that is fairly annoying. Is Tornado better or just a big fat meatball?
I mean, Meatball is better, but you don't just care about the profit. You also care about like the Tusk and the Kunkka, and I feel like Exoite Invoker is just setting yourself up for failure, because PA is gonna wanna farm the entire early game, and if you don't make space, you're not gonna win, even if you're super farmed as the Invoker, because you're not really the win condition for your team.
Well, then everything rides on to HFN again. And
Yep,
let's
we'll
see
see.
if he can get it done, because he is going to get hunted on the map the entire time by this Kunkka
Time for preparation is short.
and Nature's
Use it
Prophet.
wisely.
Like, all
Right.
Kunkka needs to be active is his armlet, and at that point, he can farm while hunting.
Voidyar currently has two null talismans in his quick buy, which makes me nervous.
Oh, yes! Haha!
Oh god, they lost.
No, this is how they win, because Exert Fokers, those are the best. Those are the real chads of Dota.
They're just gonna get completely overrun now.
He's gonna get 50 Sunstrike kills on the side lanes.
perfect.
I mean, there is a lot of setup for Sunstrike, sure.
They do have a couple. Nice save though with the Tusk against the Sunstrike possibility. But one thing that I do like, why I like Quas Exoid Foker most, is because they are, you know, Hand of Midas is actually very useful for them. Whereas for Quaswex, it is a nice farming tool, but the attack speed is like eh. Whereas on Evoker, the attack speed is actually useful. So they get it first. Don't go for the earn Spirit Vessel, and at that point you get the quick bots, BKB, whatever, and you actually are, even though the very early game you're not as useful, you do get more farm compared to a Quaswex most of the time. But you did note one very important factor, and that is the Tusk is gonna very easily kill you if you stand out anywhere, because you don't have Tornado or anything to keep you alive.
Yeah, we'll see if it works. I'm gonna go on a limb and say it's not gonna work. And they're gonna lose in like 27 minutes.
Okay.
That's my
okay.
estimation.
I'm gonna say they're gonna win on Wolf Team. Be the first team to take a map off Infinity, and I think it's gonna be a 45-minute game.
Okay, we'll see. Two bounties going either direction, nothing special there. Tusk is gonna be a... Is he gonna be an asshole? No, he's just gonna ward.
Oh, well,
He could still be an asshole.
yeah, he's gonna be a nuisance. Tag
Yeah.
team, tickle HFN. No?
Oh, no. No fighting here.
That's sad.
Fighting is illegal.
Top lane though, looking for first blood.
They have triple stuns.
And a Sunstrike.
And Sunstrike.
Oh, Silencer. Duster's got the
Far
stroke.
away. Ooh, actually.
Shotgun used. And okay, so they gave away their positioning. Do a decent amount of damage, but Tangos can heal that. And it's actually the Silencer went for Glaives of Wisdom level 1, which is very good against Centaur, but not something you see too often on Silencers anymore.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's 15% of his intelligence to damage. So it's like 4 bonus damage on every single hit, max. It's really not great. It does steal some int. Oh, it's 3 bonus damage. Oh, but now it's 4.
But it is pure though, so that's 1 plus.
I mean, enemies have like 3 armor at this stage of the game, so physical damage is almost pure as well.
Hey, don't hit me with facts. But yeah, normally you do tend to see Arcane Curse first level.
Yeah. I wonder why.
Unless it's
He's
against like a
damaging
Timber
himself
Saw.
more with the return.
Is pretty nice to have some Glaive of Wisdom. Because
Even
he runs around with like stupid amounts of armor.
even Last Word is a really good level 1 skill. It's 120 damage for 100 mana.
Well, that's the base. You also have the int, so it actually does more. God, that's a lot of damage. And that is first blood. That is permanently stolen 2 int value right there.
Uh-huh. So good. Insane. This is why you always skill Glaives of Wisdom level 1. Remember, my dear viewers,
Just
never skill anything else on Silencer. Never doubt Infinity.
Yeah, but
This is
just
what you do.
think
This is how you play
pain you would
Dota.
have if you got that first blood and you wouldn't get int stolen. Like, you'd immediately think, why didn't I level that?
Mm-hmm.
So
Great is good.
it is against that, you know, mental game against yourself to just level it.
Yep. So 40R is getting kind of destroyed on mid. He's 12 and 2 up against an 18 and 10 Prophet.
He went Exort into Wex. What?
I guess he just went Exoit for the first level and then realized that, hey, this is a shit build.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, this looks weird. Okay, so yeah, he just wanted 1 point in Exort for, I guess, the last hits in that level 1, because Nate's Prophet is a hero that does do a decent amount of right-click damage.
I guess he just wants Alacrity instead of Void Spirits for CSing.
PP 11 denies. That's pretty painful.
Mm-hmm.
And once he gets that very early level 6 on Nature's Prophet, pops it 1 time, the side lanes are gonna get a beating.
Yeah, that's always a big timing for a Prophet. Just randomly hitting enemy supports with like 400 magic damage. And it's like, hey, I am level 3 and I have a stick. Ooh, that's nice. 400 damage.
And then, oh, someone's low. TP there. 2 right clicks. Thank you very much.
Got it.
And Parker's lane is also going pretty well. Unsurprisingly, I mean, the power of Kunkka. It's a range melee hero that does constantly push out his own lane, which is the only real downside to it.
Ooh, rotation onto PP.
However, King RD is going to get caught. In comes that 2 in steal. Oh, up to 4. Oh, beautiful.
Insane.
Infinitely scaling. I mean, they have 2 infinitely scaling cores. Well, right now Silencer is a core. He's got 2 kills.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he has stolen int. How could he not be a core?
Last word scaling with that stolen int as well.
Radiant's
Even the Glaives of Wisdom scaling with that int.
And this is why Wolf Team can't win. They went for a late game lineup against 2 infinitely scaling heroes. It doesn't work like that. There we have the ulti coming out.
40
Not too much damage.
EMP Pamplona's rotating mid. Snowball onto 40R, and that is going to be Evoker. Trying to run away. 40R disarm, doesn't keep him alive. No, Ice Shard's blocking. Pamplona will be able to find the finisher on to 40R. Big rotations. And yeah, 40R not having so much fun in the laning stage just yet.
I'm really curious if he actually wanted to go Exoet and changed his mind. Because his build suggests that that may have been the case, but at the same time, that's such a silly thing.
I mean, yeah, he's going Spirit Vessel now. Did go for the 2 Null Talismans, which... Wouldn't you? Yeah, normally you go for the Null Talismans if you go Exort, right?
For me.
I mean, null talismans are a pretty general purpose item, so I guess he could have just gotten them for early fighting and just lane presence.
I would assume that you'd get the just Urn Rush instead, which also gives you decent mana regen, but also has a tool in being able to sometimes kill someone.
Yeah, I guess so.
Top lane, go ship, Tavo dropping low, Silencer, making that Centaur even dumber.
Stolen int. Must feel good to be an Team Infinity silencer right now.
I mean, if you are playing in a team that is very good on the rotations and constantly are looking for team fights, playing infinitely scaling cores and supports is definitely a big way to feel absolutely powerful.
I wonder if we should call him SHCCD or just Prada. It's always so difficult with these names that don't match up.
I mean,
Stavo gonna go down again.
I would assume Prada because I can't otherwise pronounce his name. Oh, Tavo just gets out of the Ice Shard's block range. SCH,
Not quite.
SHCCD. Skid.
Yeah, I think Prada is easier.
Probably. But Gucci is better. I have no idea. I don't. It's like the only 2 brands I know that are like reasonably expensive.
Right.
Razer is better.
Right, Tavo has a Vanguard. But he doesn't have ulti, so he
Oh
can
no,
still be a bit
Silencer coming in.
vulnerable, but it's gonna be King ID going down. Int?
Oh no!
No, give him the int!
Yep.
No,
he ran
int!
away! Why did he run away? And HFN TP'd in. They're gonna go for a fight, trying to get a catch here, looking in for PP, but the ghost ship comes through. It's gonna connect, and HFN ETP's just to pay the price. Int Solon.
Int!
Oh my god, he's so
How
dumb
is
right
PP
now.
still alive?
Tavo Inkswell's not gonna connect, and yeah. I mean, Parker's got the armlet, he's never gonna die. PP's just gonna go for the TP back to base. The duel comes out
Duel
as well.
damage.
That whip though. Ooh, okay, well, you know, GG.
My goodness. This game.
HFN thought that's a good fight. They're caught out off guard, but I mean, look at the net worth on Parker, first of all. Second of all, he's an armlet Kunkka, so he's never gonna die if he plays it correctly.
Radiant structures are
I
fortified.
mean, just 36 more minutes before Wolf Team wins, right? Ooh, Sunstrike.
Hey, it's still
That
a
would have
PA.
been fun.
Ultra late game, maybe.
But he's just gonna get one-shot by both Silencer and Legion because they have infinite damage.
That is true. I should have seen it. What did you say, 27 minutes?
Yes. that's my
27 minutes
prediction.
infinity. That is actually feeling way more likely.
There is an Urn now on Invoker, so he could try to fight. Problem is right now that Wolf Team is lacking a bit of damage, so it's gonna be very important for Snapfire to get level 6 soon. Because both of the Wolf Team supports are just level 4.
And I guess you'd rather want the Snapfire ult than the Grimstroke one, considering they don't. I mean, they have a bit of mobility, but it's not the main pressure point of the Infinity lineup.
Yeah. And the Grimstroke ulti doesn't have a lot of obvious synergy this game. Like you can double Stifling Dagger someone, that's nice.
Well, he did use it onto King RD, but he's still not level 6. That pretty much shows how struggling they are. Bottom lane, we've got Prada being a nuisance against HFN. Get that arcane curse damage in.
I mean, Wolf team is still just playing this like a pub where the offlaner is in the offlane, the mid laner is in the mid lane, and the safe laner is in the safe lane.
And
While
the safe lane's
Infinity,
gonna
they are
die.
just moving as a team.
Oh, steal that int. The beauty continues. 10 permanent int stolen.
Dire have fortified
And
their
HFN dead
structures
again.
against attack.
So he has the same int as Mariano has dual damage. That's both a feels good man and a feels bad man at the same time.
Should look to the bottom tower. Radiant's bottom tower
Well,
has fallen.
for Infinity, that is definitely a feels good man. Mariano, in the
but-
meantime, is just, you know, taking over that top lane, making sure the tier 1 tower would not drop. Well,
Yeah, he's out farming HFN.
yeah, they're all out farming their counterparts. I mean, look at Prada's net worth as well. Position 5 silencer.
Dire's middle tower is under
Been pretty much just focusing on getting regen items for the most part this game. And just being part of the crew is enough to give him all the money in the world.
There is now a Snapfire ulti, so that could help for Wolf team. But I guess they want to wait for Tavo's blink.
I mean, they need to be together to get a kill. Which, of course, if you went Exort Folk, you could just Sunstrike.
Yeah, true, but I think they want the Invoker to be in fights. Because you can't afford to go for plays with 3 heroes when you're this far behind.
Pamplona going in, PP TPs as well. Duster, easy kill. So Mortimer's Kiss is coming through. Silence ulti getting used to make sure the kisses are gone. And HFN. Oh, the
Int.
free int. The free int. He's stolen a total of 6 int from HFN alone.
It's gonna be a duel, no victory, but potential int. Not even int.
Last
Oh.
word. Can he get the kill? Close, but no
Oh.
cigar. Prada still alive. Oh, dodges. Actually, doesn't take that much damage because it's only a level 1 stroke. Parker's mana gets drained, but again, it's a Kunkka that doesn't really care. Pamplona's nearby, though. He is considering going in with some extra backup.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
HFN went down again, he's really struggling.
And look at his int. It's all gone.
Yep.
Dum 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 dum.
And now they're gathering up, but they're so far behind right now, and Infinity's like, alright, we'll just leave. Good luck with that one. HFN didn't even have a proper neutral item. Finally gets the possessed mask. He had the piggy pole, but you don't want the piggy pole. With all due
Don't want
respect
the
to
piggy
piggies.
pole? One of my favorite plays I've seen so far is like a Tide that pops piggy pole and then runs into the team fight, and the enemies don't necessarily know what to do, and then he comes up, Ravage.
The piggy pole into Ravage, that's a classic.
It's such a weird combo. But it
Just
works.
blink in and piggy pole yourself, just for intimidation.
Oh, who gets a blink dagger? Ags rush, easy.
Right. I mean, HFN could have gone for the blink in piggy pole, just with his Phantom Strike.
And then piggy pull out of there, run as fast as he can. Currently, Duster is still not level 6. That is a sad moment 14 minutes into the game.
I mean, we spoke about how Grimstroke ulti is not that influential this game, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't get it, Duster.
And Infinity smoke up, though it has been spotted by a ward. They should know what's
Duster
coming.
looks,
but
fairly
Duster's
dead.
still gonna die. Could get the dual victory damage here. Deciding to keep the duel for another target if they show up, which Tavo is gonna do, but you probably don't want to attempt to go for Tavo. He's like the only one you can't kill.
I think with tag team they couldn't get the kill.
They're gonna immediately duel him, and Walrus Punch comes out. He actually does die, never mind. It is, however, Not a dual victory damage, but it is Prada getting more. That's a big kill, taking down PP40 are on the rotation back. Pamplona's gonna get silence up as well. And taken down, 2-for-2 trade. Honestly, not that bad. And if Parker and Prada also die, this would be huge. Parker, he's got the armlet to toggle, and Prada is on the sprint away. They do have a Mango Stroke of Fate. They can at least get the silence. So in comes Parker with Mariano. Okay, never mind. They're trying to turn this around. Disengage, disengage.
Still a BKB on the Kunkka, but he needs to be careful. I don't... Oh, they do see the Centaur TPing in.
Pops the BKB though. HFN, X-Mark, Torrent, up, and HFN, he's gonna be the main target. Jumps away just in the nick of time. But the rest still going for a fight. Sunstrike comes out, gets dodged, duel comes through onto Tavo. The duel victory for Tavo. Go ship in return. What is happening? King RD, the next one to fall. At least the Silencer does manage to get a couple of points of int from that engagement, but
Yep. Bought back for the int.
still a pretty valuable fight there for Wolf Team to try and turn it around.
Yeah. No, definitely. That was a huge win for them. They traded 3 for 3 plus a buyback. And because they're so far behind, that's a pretty big influx in gold and XP. It also secures the Battle Fury for HFN finally.
The fact that they killed off Parker is pretty huge. PP died previously as well because he TP'd a little bit too aggressively. And now, as you said, with that the Battle Fury, you have that farm added on the PA, but one thing that is always great, especially if you're playing up against an Age Prophet, is getting a Battle Fury hero. Considering Sprout late game otherwise completely destroys you.
Yeah, it's nice that PA has the blink as well, because we... Ooh, 40
40R.
No.
Got out.
Done.
Nothing you can do. Burma int. Up to 20 already for the Silencer.
Dire's middle tower is under
Feels good to be a Silencer this game. He's up to 68
for sure.
int at the moment. So a smoke
Radiant's
from
bottom
Wolf Team.
tower is in danger.
Because of the 20 extra int, his Glaives of Wisdom deal 3 extra damage. Insane.
But once he gets that leveled up, which should not take too long until he gets to that point, they actually start to hurt like crazy.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I wonder if he even wants to level them up this game, or if he just wants to put points into stats.
There is little hope for Dire's middle tower.
I mean,
Because some games
he is right-clicking a lot though.
Right.
Most of the time
I'm
they
just
ignore
not
him.
sure if he's gonna be able to keep doing that. Like, if this game was completely even, and there was like a Centaur and a PA to worry about, I feel like it would be more important just to have the extra tankiness. But, I mean,
Seeds of fortune.
he's a Silencer with 20 int at 18 minutes. He can do whatever the hell he wants.
He is definitely doing a good job this game.
Just buy a Moonshot and a Hurricane Pipe and start hitting people.
I think that was actually a build that Duster went for 2 days ago. He went for the Hurricane Pike, well, not Moonshot, but he did get Hurricane Pike on a position 5 Silencer. Sunstrike connects, Pamplona taken down. Davo though, X-Mark goes ship, Silencer ulti as well to make sure that no one can help him out. So it is a very tanky hero. PP comes in on the backline, BKBs are being popped. Soulbind keeps them at bay though, this is pretty huge, but the duel is better. And they will find the kill secured. HFN jumps in, but he's gonna get X-Marked into a torrent. Doesn't have a BKB just yet. They manage to control up HFN, that's a big blast running forward. King RD is gonna be the target instead. And he will fall, but HFN, you know, they did get very close to dropping.
Yeah, so many heroes on Infinity are low. Oh, but Parker went for the X base TP.
Thorn connects as well, HFN in the trees. Oh, the whip. Duster.
So close.
He should just get behind the crypts to get the whip going. Parker's actually in trouble. Inkswell stun's coming out, and Parker might just die. He loses his life, and they're lurking a bit too long, which currently Infinity does look to have a bit of a tendency of.
They need to respect the HFN though, even if they're leading by this much. It's still a 20-minute Deso plus Battle Fury PA that you need to worry about. And if this goes later, and I don't mean super late, ultra late, haha, infinite scaling late, but just the late game, it's gonna be very hard to deal with a farmed PA.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So we'll see what they have planned. Of course, there is a Legion, and you can buy a Blade Mail if you want and just go for the Blink Blade Mail duel. But now it's going to be the BKB for Mariano first.
Your admiral is on board.
Parker is going for, of course, Silver Edge this game. Break is always superb against a PA. Gets rid of both of his passives, the crit and the evasion.
So smoke from Infinity. Of course, PP is ready to join at any time. And he has the Bloodthorn as well, so that's one way to deal with the PA that doesn't have a BKB.
Dire's bottom tower.
HFN doesn't have the BKB yet, but there's going to be a big fat Miko coming in. Science ulti keeps Mariano alive. And they're looking
That silence
for...
was a little bit late.
Yeah, that was a big fat dunk from 4DR, and they're looking to still take a fight, even though Tavo is dead.
Is under attack.
But Science ulti is on cooldown, Ghost Ship's on cooldown. So there's definitely a chance if the side of Infinity overextend, which they, in this second game, they tend to have a hand into
Is under attack.
overextending a little bit. But they really need that BKB on HFN. That is absolutely crucial to survive any of these fights.
Yeah, he's looking for something, but he finds the creep wave, and he's a carry player. You know what's gonna happen. If you're smoked and there's like a creep wave of like 12 creeps walking towards the tower, you're gonna break the smoke every single time.
Also, PP's got Bloodthorn completely done. Center Stampede. Running in. Tavo
Nice
gets a
one.
big dunker. The Mortimer's Kisses. Damage comes through. Tavo will, however, take a lot of damage in return. Parker's trying to lock him down. Ghost Ship flies in. In the meantime, the back line, there's going to be a duel coming out. HFN almost wins the duel. Needed a couple more crits and then it would have been absolutely huge. But right now they just need to run away and let that Roche fall.
I love the decision making from Mariano there. He had the duel ready for the Centaur, but he recognized that Centaur already used his Stampede and Stomp, so he was no longer a threat.
Is under
He just waited, went for the PA, and they got the kill.
To be fair, if PA got a little bit lucky there, he would have been absolutely, you know, obliterated.
I mean, he could have lost the duel potentially, yeah, but PA still would have died because there was no save. So I think at this stage in the game, it's fine if you give the PA 10 extra,
20.
or actually it's 20 extra damage right
20's
now
a lot on a PA.
to make sure that her BKB timing is delayed, because the damage doesn't matter before she has BKB.
Radiant's top
Oh, you know,
tower is
random
under attack.
dagger and whatnot, or just it does 60 damage on a crit. Well, more than 60
Another
damage
nice
on a
stomp
crit.
from Tavo.
He has had a lot of good stomps so far. Sunstrike's not going to connect. He's on the run though. Doesn't have his Stampede, and Tavo is going to get dueled. Another duel victory coming out right now. Starting to
But once
break it
again,
quickly.
They go for this play where they have like 2 or 3 heroes nearby, and they rely on the fact that Infinity messes up and is not close by with the rest of their team. But this is Infinity. They're gonna be playing as a team every single time, so going for these kind of plays just doesn't pay off. And even if it does, you get like a kill on a Tusk. Who cares?
Is under attack.
I mean, it is
Now,
a nice
as a
stomp,
result-
but if you kind of need like HFN there as well.
Ooh, HFN, he is very dead.
Bloodthorn giving that true strike.
Bottom tower is under
One
It's
of,
falling apart. Just 2 more minutes and Wolf Team is gonna lose.
nah, 20 more minutes and the Wolf team is gonna win. Look at that. They take down Pamplona.
You'd have done better to clothe yourself in
Slowly.
Okay,
but
well,
surely.
game is over. Pamplona is dead.
Yeah, they got this. They got this in the bag. All they need is the RNGesus to come through and give HFN 50 crits in a row. No matter what you do, you're gonna get obliterated.
Yeah. I mean, it's technically it's a possibility.
It's very unlikely, but then again, you know,
Feel younger already?
weirder things have happened in the past. PA's winning late games. What a
I
surprise.
doubt it, because I think the chance is so small that the chances, like, it's more unlikely. It's like 1 in X, where X is higher than the amount of atoms in the universe. It's like 0.15 to the power of 50, which is something that doesn't even like show on calculators because it's too low. But yeah, it is technically a possibility.
I did see something, I can't remember what the exact number was, but there was a gigantic number in the casino on like red for something for quite some time, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Parker, Sunstruck up, they will catch out 40R, and HFN and the gang need to disengage, which is going to be pretty tough. Mariano turns around, spots Duster. Okay, I'll take that free dual victory damage instead and get it up to 90. They do keep HFN alive. And he is almost done with the BKB, but they do, of course, have counters for the BKB in Walrus Punch, Global Silence, and the Duel.
Let's see what Mariano goes for next. He has his BKB now, but so does HFN. This is I want to say a huge timing for Wolf Team, but it took like 6 minutes after the Deso and Battle Fury to get the BKB. So at this point it's no longer really a huge timing, it's kind of a necessary timing to not instantly lose the game. And if he gets dueled, he still dies.
Okay, it was 32 times that a roulette wheel ended on red in a row. Which is in like 1913 or something. That is nowhere near 50 crits for PA, but a man can dream. Oh, HFN loses half his HP to a random whip and immediately goes back for the blur. Oh, PP right now is a pretty beast boy. Going for that Satanic. Got the BKB, AC, Bloodthorn. And of course, infinitely scaling heroes. 26 int on the Silencer. Mariano has got that 90 dual victory damage, which adds in a lot of tower pushing Roshan capabilities as well for the lineup.
Yeah, damage is definitely not lacking on Infinity, even through the 50% evasion. 2 cores for Infinity, now working towards a Satanic. We haven't really spoken much about Tavo's item progression, because there is none. He just bought a hood in like the past, what is it, 15 minutes?
He did have
It's
very
not
good
quite
stuns,
as
though.
bad as last game, but it's still pretty pepper hands.
I mean, he had very nice stuns. But the problem is he didn't have like HFN and 40R ready for those stuns. So right now, smoke ups coming through, using the illusion there. Jump up on the high ground they go. Quick catch coming through. It's going to be King RD taking down Silence Ulti getting used as well. In comes HFN, popped his BKB, he's going for the fight against PP. That could be a very big kill. However, PP is just running away. Can they get the catch? PP is dead, and HFN is going to get disarmed. Ghost Ship on top. HFN will pay the price. Tavo is going to be the next one to follow suit. 40R, can he disengage? BKB, TP out. The Walrus Punch is not close enough, and he will get the TP to safety. So it's a 4-for-2 trade, which is not great.
But look at the gold. It's almost even in terms of gold, even with the 4-for-2 trade, just because Infinity is so far ahead. I wouldn't even say that this was super bad for Wolf Team, if not for the fact that every single fight, HFN's BKB is getting shorter, and his BKB is way more important than any of Infinity's BKBs. Because Infinity has like 3 threats in team fights, and HFN is the only threat for Wolf Team.
And you forgot about one crucial aspect. 30 dual victory damage added, and 8 int on the Silencer. He survived until pretty much the last moment in that fight to die.
Yeah, he's starting to hit pretty hard, which I think is hilarious.
Yeah, he's leveling up the Glaives of Wisdom. He knows what's up. He's also got that Grove Bow, the extra attack range. He's got the, well, Solar Crest, that should have been a Hurricane Pike. But the Ghost Scepter is also nice just to make sure that the PA doesn't blow you up.
I mean, that's the opposite of attacking. Come on, Prada. That's not a very swaggy play. King ID? Why is he there?
You know, he wants to give them some more int, some more... actually, I think Prada was a little bit too far away to get that int, unfortunately. But the LC 150 dual victory damage, which is, you know, like a pretty decent amount after 31 minutes. Could be worse, could be better. Each fan going Manta style, make sure that he can get rid of the silencer ulti if he's BKB'd, or not have to pop your BKB to get rid of the silencer ulti.
Yep, makes sense. And just having a way to break the blood tone is really important.
Is under attack.
Ark has got a Satanic, 3.6k HP, very tanky. And Satanic almost done on PP as well.
Yeah, I have my doubts about Wolf Team's chances, but hey, they've survived the 27-minute mark. That's nice.
Ark. Run away, there's going to be a catch coming through.
Oh, he didn't pop his BKB.
Oh,
Ooh.
rip. I didn't see
I
him
feel
die.
like-
I was watching them take down Silencer, which is obviously the more important kill.
Right.
Duster will be caught out as well. Though,
HFN would have maybe lost the duel even without the blood thorn, just because of the blade mail.
Double kill.
PP just TPs into base. It's good.
pops the BKB. Oh no, doesn't pop the BKB, sorry. Press the attack with the shard. I do wholeheartedly apologize. But yeah, both the Casas predictions are wrong, so we'll keep it at that. Oh, mine is still alive. Yours is super wrong.
Feels bad, man.
BKB taking a lot of damage, but press the attack's a nice tool. Actually pops the BKB now as well, has Satanic, heals back up to full. Tavo, oh my god, that whip damage from Parker! Oh my god, he just absolutely whips
HFN
him
has
in shape.
buyback, by the way. He's just not using it.
No, buying back is not what's important here. Tavo trying to get a catch, they want Parker, they need Parker, but they can't catch Parker. And Tavo, the HFN is up in 3, 2, 1. Finally he joins the rest of his team, jumps in.
And kills the tough.
Oh, that tornado
Dude.
from PP is actually turning it on towards 40R. PP doesn't have a BKB, has Satanic, he's trying to TP out. Cookie Sun's not gonna connect. No,
Press the attack. That was such a clutch save. The cookie would have connected for sure, but Mariano, what a bro. He's gonna go for a duel now as well.
I mean, he's on 210.
I
Saving.
mean, he can legit solo kill the PA, no problem at all.
Tavo, he's getting to support levels in net worth.
Invisibility.
There's going to be a duel on to King RD. Snapfire will be taken down. 40R is lurking nearby. HFN actually as well pops the BKB TP. While 40R in the
That's
meantime
40R.
gets finished off by PP.
I have a feeling this is gonna be Megas. HFN finished his Manta, but now doesn't have buyback anymore.
Going for the Lincolns
Oh.
as well.
He has 1 life, needs to make it count.
Tower is no more.
Also, you should buy a Rapier, it's the only chance they have.
Rapier plus 50 crits, let's go. Even then, you know, you get dueled by LC, he turns on Blade Mill, you one-shot yourself, but that's beside the point. And that should be Megas being secured a little bit longer than you initially expected this game, but I don't think it's gonna last that much longer.
Radiant's bottom barracks has
Kunkka with a butterfly. That
Yeah, he doesn't care. He's now building an SMY as well, which is like the classic item you buy when you have like 4k gold left and the game almost ends. And you're at the enemy base because it doesn't require any secret shop items.
I'm just baffled at the fact that he bought a butterfly.
It's a classic Kunkka butterfly. Have you been paying attention?
I'm like thinking, in what regard is a butterfly useful for Kunkka? No way. Like a bit of attack? No. That's also not great for him. Evasion? You might as well go Heaven's Halberd. Nope, it's just literally a garbage item for him. Nope.
I don't think so. Because this style of Kunkka is no longer just about the damage. Like, it's not the run in, use one tight bringer and then run away for 4 seconds. It's kind of more like a traditional carry these days, where you just run in and start fighting people. I mean, you could, but it doesn't skill as well, because Butterfly is more evasion, it gives armor as well, it gives 60 attack speed, which is pretty significant. And pretty much the same damage.
And he can't. HFN can't hit him. The evasion's coming through. HFN needs to crit someone else. Force punch onto Tavo, so Unsalted gets used. Tavo again gets a decent hoof stomp, but the rest of his team is nowhere to be seen. Duel comes out, and that should be HFN dead. No buyback available. GG getting hold, and Wolf team get 2-0'd, and honestly, in Infinity not breaking out a sweat fashion.
Yeah, I feel like they were kind of just playing with their food this game. But hey, you're allowed to do that when you look this
Barker
strong.
hits him with the question mark.
That's just rude.
You went to TI, well, we're going to Division 1.
Is it in the back for them guaranteed yet?
No, there is a slight chance, but that means I think... Actually, no, wait. Do they have to still face each other? Is the question.
They defeat Balrogs and Gorilla's Pride yet? Let's see. Yeah, they already faced Balrogs and...
Gorilla's Pride, and they already faced each other. So that means... Well, they still have to play against Gorilla's Pride. No, they... Yeah, Infinity still has to play against Gorilla's Pride as the last game. So there is still, I think, a chance. I don't necessarily know that... wait, tiebreaker rules? They always confuse me. If it's just... Okay, so it's just the normal tiebreaker rules where if you're, 3 and... 6 and 1, which is still possible, then you could still have tiebreakers, but that means Balrogs and Gorilla's Pride both need to win their next 2 matches, so it's very likely that Infinity are going to pass on.
Yeah, I think it's almost guaranteed. Maybe not technically guaranteed, but with the way that they're playing, I feel like it's pretty safe to say. And rightfully so, they look hot.
They're definitely... Honestly, I'm expecting them to make waves in Division 1 as well with the way they're playing. They're not going to be like one of those teams that advances on and is going to be trying to not fall off. I really expect Infinity to be one of the teams that is going to be contending with Thunder Predator and Beast Ghost for that major spot.
Yeah, I'm really curious if they're doing so well because the other teams are bad or because they're actually good. I would love to see that next season. And to me, in my honest opinion, it looks like they're actually good. Just the way that they're using the map. It really reminds me of a lot of the top teams. We'll have to wait and see. I'm definitely very excited for what the future holds for them. Because I have to say, before this DPC season, I wasn't super familiar with them. But I mean, that has changed. And we've seen it with Team Spirit's relative no-names. Or well, they're not no-names for anyone that's paying attention. But they haven't been around for that long. And you can definitely make waves just by working hard and working as a team. So, we'll see.
Of course, that means that there is no chance for their opponents to make it towards Division 1 next. Well, no chance for Wolf Team to make it to Division 1. Of course, there might be some player swaps and whatnot. But that's a story for later. Right now, big props to Infinity. By far the best team in this Division 2 in South America. And honestly, one of the most fun teams to watch as well. Because it's not like they're playing, you know, the 4 Protect 1. Boring, farm until late game kind of. They actually are constantly taking heroes and fighting. And really putting back that SA aggression that the region was known for. But some teams kind of have strayed off that path for quite some time. But of course, that also does conclude our cast. I would like to thank Wingblade, the chat, and everyone at home for joining us today. And do you have any closing statements here, Wingblade?
I would say appreciate your health, because a lot of people take it for granted. But then, like me, you have a throat infection and you suddenly feel like shit. So if you're feeling good right now physically, savor that moment.
Yep, stay healthy, everyone. Have a wonderful day. And in case we don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.